guys, it's Lauren Fraunheim. Again, I am a physical therapist and beachbody coach since June 2015. It's just a couple months now, and this is that third part of that three-part series. This one is on feelings, on my mindset, on how I have changed as a person. Not about any of that external stuff, but based on me. Me and that person inside of my head and my story. So let's take it back about a year. I wasn't miserable. I was kind of in a rut. I was living in North Carolina, and I was kind of in that place where you're not super sad and you're not super happy, but you're kind of in like that comfortable, miserable place where you're not as happy as you've been in the past, but you're not really miserable enough to do anything about it. And I feel like a lot of people are in that place. You might not even know that you're in that place until someone tells you, hey, I think you're in that place. So I wasn't super happy. And kind of how I came to figure out I wasn't super happy was I would, after work, go drive in about an hour to go to my circus class. I would call my mom. And during this time, we would just chat and chat and chat. And eventually, I would talk on and on and on and on about how scared I was, how I would just complain, and I would be like complaining about, debt, and complain about life, complain about all the things that like I couldn't control, and all things about the unknown. Like I didn't know how this was going to turn out. I didn't know how that was going to turn out. And one day, I remember this so clearly. My mom was on the phone with me and she was like, you just need to stop. Just need to stop. All you do, and she didn't actually say like, don't call me anymore, but she was like, all you do is you call me, and for an hour, all you do is complain about all these things that you can't control. You can't control them, so why are you letting them control you? Why? Just stop. Just stop it. And so I sat there and I was like, whoa. Okay. Maybe I'm scared. Maybe this is a thing. And maybe all I am doing is perpetuating my fears. I am just making them stronger by giving them a voice and just worrying about them over and over and over again. And that is not helpful. Not helpful in the least bit. So that was last summer. And then in September, I went to Denver, one of my most favorite places, and I met up with a bunch of my girlfriends. And we got to talking about our favorite books. And I was kind of not really reading any books at the time. And my friend Maddie, she was so instrumental in my journey that she has probably no idea. But she was like, oh, Lauren, you should definitely read this girl. Her name is Gabrielle Bernstein. And I really think that you would like her. She's really positive, and I really think that you could learn a lot. So we go to this old bookstore, and I see the book, and I'm like, I'm buying this now. I'm buying this now, and I am starting tomorrow. Because one thing I learned in grad school was that sometimes you need somebody else to look you in the eye and say, look, you're not as happy as I thought, as I've seen you in the past. Something is shifting in you, and you're capable of doing better. So maybe you should take the day off and go figure out like how to get yourself out of that hole. And for me, it happened twice. So with Maddie, this was the second time. Kind of Maddie and my mom. Maddie gave me the how, and my mom kind of gave me the why I needed to change. And so I started reading this book, and it's 40 Days of Miracles. 40 Days of Miracle Thinking, something like that. But she gives you a bunch of mantras. And it's great because what I was doing was I was letting my fear control me. That voice inside my head, that person that you spend the most time with, more than anyone else in the world, that person in your head, my person was an evil wench. She was mean, she was cruel, she was scared, she was pathetic. And she was awful, I tell you. I wouldn't have even touched her with a 5-foot pole if she was a person standing in front of me. She was so nasty. And you know what I realized? You spend more time with you than you do with anybody else. The only time that your brain shuts off is when you're sleeping, and sometimes we can't even get it to do that. So for me, I figured, hey, why not make that girl inside my head my biggest cheerleader? Why not start thinking that she can do anything and she can support you? What if you made that person inside your head such a big fan of you that she made you feel like you could take over the world? So I took baby steps. Started telling myself, I'm not scared of that. Or I'm scared of that, but I'm still going to do it anyway. Because what I've learned and what Beachbody has taught me has really accelerated my journey. In the last 2 months, I am the happiest I may have ever been in my life. And I attribute all of that to surrounding myself with people who put themselves out of their comfort zone on a continuous basis. They're scared. You know what? Everybody's scared. I'm scared. Successful people are scared. Rich people, they're scared. Celebrities, they're scared too. But 90% of the successful people are scared and then they do it anyway. In fact, most of them do the thing that scares them most first thing in the morning. There's an entire book called Eat That Frog. Wake up and do the thing that scares you the most. Get out of the way. Then the rest of your day, it's cake. You already did the worst part of your day first thing in the morning and you survived. So what I've learned from being Beachbody is how to be strong, how to find my courage, how to be scared and do things anyways. You don't think I was scared moving to Alaska? Oh my gosh. I was terrified. Terrified. But I did it anyway. There's so many things in my future that I'm scared of. So many things. But you know what? I'm not going to let it control me. I'm going to acknowledge that fear and I'm just going to let it go. Because I have big dreams and I have big goals and I need to be scared. And I need to conquer that fear and I need to do it anyways. So people that I am looking for to join my team, to meet me and to feel this community and to be a part of this community, it's all those scaredy cats out there. All you and you and you and you and you. You're all scared. You know who I want on my team? The people who are scared and the people who are going to look at that fear, look it in the face, know they are meant for something more, and do what needs to be done anyway. Be scared and do it anyway. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if we all did things that we were scared of and we just looked at it and said, yeah, I'm scared of that. I'm going to do it anyways because the result is so worth it. So worth it. So be scared. It's totally cool to be scared. But learn how to look that fear in the eye and do it anyway. All right, guys, have a great night.